This is the Valley Fever Survivor's simple guide to sprouting. Considering the toxicity of the drugs and the way they make people feel, those with valley fever are looking for ways to improve their health by other means. In many cases, for people with valley fever or anyone who just wants to eat healthier and feel more alive, sprouting can be a big step to better health. Sprouting is something everyone can do. In this brief report, I'll tell you some of the benefits of sprouting, what you need to start sprouting, and how to sprout seeds successfully. Sometimes new things are scary, but sprouting is very good for you and can be very safe if you do it yourself. One of the least talked about, most effective, highly studied ways of helping your health may be with brassica sprouts. Brassicas are the family of vegetables that include collard greens, mustard, cabbage, cauliflower, and broccoli. And as it turns out, they are highly effective against a variety of ailments. Some people will also be glad to know these sprouts taste nothing like their vegetable form. I think they taste great, liven up soups, salads, sandwiches, and even other things that don't start with S. Broccoli sprouts have been the most studied and have been shown to fight a wide variety of toxins and cancers, as well as problems like high blood pressure, macular degeneration, chronic obstructive pulmonary disorder, complications of diabetes, and more. The combination of many brassicas may have a synergistic effect. How can this work? The compound sulforaphane and its precursor glucoraphanin are found in high quantities in all brassica sprouts, but are particularly high in broccoli sprouts. Sulforaphane has a strong ability to eliminate toxins and to boost the effect of other antioxidants within the body. Some research has indicated sprouting about 3 days may produce the most sulforaphane in the broccoli sprouts. Best of all, you don't need a lot. Half cup of broccoli sprouts equal the sulforaphane and phytonutrients of 50 pounds of raw broccoli. So I hope you're excited to try sprouting. The first things you'll need are 1. Some glass jars to sprout with. The traditional mason jars from Care or Ball are commonly used. You could even use washed spaghetti sauce jars or drinking glasses if you want. I like using glass for brassica sprouting and watching them grow. 2. You need some kind of screen to help rinse the sprouts, whether it is cheesecloth held in rubber bands or a ready-made screen on a jar lid. Online stores often have lids that fit perfectly to the wide-mouth mason jars, and that is what I use. I also sometimes use pre-made sprouting jars like the Easy Sprout Sprouter by Sproutamo. Online sprouting supply places will be mentioned at the end of this report, so you'll be able to see how to buy everything I'm mentioning here. And finally, you need sprout seeds. In this case, broccoli seeds or a mix of brassica sprout seeds. Again, these should be from a food-grade sprout supplier and organic. You don't want seeds designed for planting vegetables. They may have nasty pesticides and fertilizers on them. You want organic seeds designed specifically to be eaten as sprouts. Now, how to make them safely and effectively. These instructions are for the jar sprouting method. There are other ways to sprout, and if you buy specifically made items for that purpose, they almost always include specific instructions for their use. The first step to jar sprouting is to take your seeds and put them in a jar. I add half a cup of seeds to a 1-quart mason jar. In a few days they'll fill it. Using a metal screen or very fine colander, rinse the sprouts a couple of times. Then, with the seeds all inside the jar, add more water to submerge the seeds in water so there is more than twice as much water as seeds. One step I like to add is to sanitize the seeds, just to be a little safer. By using a small amount of hydrogen peroxide in the mix, you can help keep it clear. Full instructions are available at welcometosprouting.com, but basically it's just a tablespoon of peroxide, hydrogen peroxide like you could get anywhere, to 16 ounces of water. It will be perfectly safe if you accidentally add a little more. The next step is just to let the sprouts soak for 8 hours. You can let them soak longer, but you don't get any benefit from that with brassica seeds. I've even had accidents where I soaked them for a full 24-hour day, but they sprouted just fine. The important takeaway from this is that they need about 8 hours to soak up the water. If they soak overnight, that's fine too. The next part of this is a little repetitious. If you use a fine mesh screen on a lid, be sure it is screwed tightly to the jar so the sprouts don't fall out, and drain the water from the sprouts into the sink. Then rinse as before and drain the water again. You'll want to keep the jar on its side and perhaps angled into a bowl to drain as much water as possible. Another benefit of having the jar on its side is that there is more room for air to reach each seed, and they'll need that air to grow. Then every 8 to 12 hours, repeat the rinsing and draining process. As you go, you'll see your sprouts gradually develop tails. If brassicas look a little fuzzy, smell them. If they have a fresh, salad-like smell, they are fine, and the small white fuzz on the sprout roots is a normal part of the brassica growth process called root hairs. That will be washed away. If it smells moldy, or if it looks worse than a gentle white fuzz, then it probably is moldy. That also may be true with other types of sprouts that are not from the brassica family, since most seeds don't have the visible root hairs that brassicas do. Don't risk eating a moldy sprout ever. Throw out the moldy sprouts, sanitize your sprouting equipment, and start again. You'll want to smell your sprouts at every rinse. Personally, I have not had any mold problems growing brassica, but this is a safety precaution. Be sure you drain the water each time completely. Higher temperatures will sprout faster and may have mold faster. Lower temperatures will take a longer time but are less likely to present mold problems. By 2 to 3 days, your jars will be full and you'll have optimal sulforaphane content in your brassica sprouts. They are ready to eat. If you put in enough seed, you may even find that as you open the lid, the sprouts expand outward in a beautiful culinary display. Enjoy! Since you want to make enough for your sprouting time to be worthwhile, there should be leftovers. So go ahead and remove them from the sprouting jar and put them in a sealed container in your refrigerator. They will continue to sprout slowly in the fridge, but more or less they'll be at the peak of freshness. Obviously, you don't want them to be in the fridge for more than a week. Eat them first. So there you go. I'd also recommend starting with a 1-pound container of the brassica seeds, and if you are interested in further sprouting, a 1-pound container of a combination of bean sprouts. They are a favorite of mine, and I particularly enjoy combinations of sprouts that include adzukis, lentils, and green peas. For these, I like to use the plastic Easy Sprout sprouter for the beans for the convenience of larger size and drainage. I have personally bought products from SproutPeople.com and SproutHouse.com. At SproutHouse.com, shipping is often included and customer service is outstanding. The bean sprout combinations are extremely healthy as well, and when you eat these, oftentimes they feel more alive as well. All these online sprouting companies have the sprout seeds, the jars, and the lids available to purchase. Welcome to Sprouting.com, SproutHouse.com, SproutPeople.org, WheatGrassKits.com. Look over these websites to start. Search the internet for other sources and see what you like. Wherever your health is now, I hope you get on a road to making things better by enjoying the benefits of sprouting. Be sure to visit us at valleyfeversurvivor.com for more information about this disease. Please read Valley Fever Epidemic, the first and only book that puts all of the information you need to know in one place. It is available at valleyfeversurvivor.com or online booksellers such as Amazon and BarnesandNoble.com. Join Valley Fever Survivor on Facebook, YouTube, and through our message board at our website, valleyfeversurvivor.com. Thanks. Here's to good health. Happy sprouting!